start this video, trigger warning. We're gonna go into the essay side of things. We're gonna step away from my mother and her boyfriend and go into the things that were also happening in the background. On top of the things that were happening with my mother. So, I recognized, because I was told I wasn't the favorite. So, I made an effort. I had my own friends, of course, but I also made an effort to hang out with certain people. But there was a price to pay to hang out with those certain people. To get them to do the things I wanted to do, I had to do the things they wanted to do. Starting way back, even in kindergarten. So, starting way back in kindergarten, certain people would play Barbies with me if I would do things they wanted to do, which did involve touching, kissing, etc. on a 6-year-old girl. Granted, they were a little older than me, and we're starting to go through exploration periods themselves because they had seen it, heard about it, etc. Now, me being the younger child, I was like, whatever. I get to play games, get to do what I want, because there's no one around to hang out with. Because my friends are on a custody agreement with their parents and are only around every other weekend, or whatever. I can only hang out with them at certain times. When they're around, I could give 2 fucks. I'm gonna go play with my friends. Right now, I'm limited to who I can fucking hang out with. Tired of doing things on my own. Granted, at this time, things stay PG-13, PG, whatever. It's groping, some like dry humping. Nothing too perverse, I would say. Just to get somebody to decide to play Legos, Barbies, whatever with me. Decide to ride bikes around the neighborhood, race, go down to, we lived in an apartment complex, there was a little fucking racetrack that I couldn't go to by my fucking self. That kind of thing. Am I aware now that it was a manipulation tactic? Or a tit for tat? Absolutely. Don't fucking care. At the time, shit happened. Thought nothing of it. Couple years later, different people. Things progress worse. There is no end game with what happened. Like, there is no, if you do this, this is the outcome. It's just do this. So second grade, age 8 to 9, starts a multi-year assault where it becomes a lot worse. And that's where it more or less just becomes the assault. I would say probably because I was preconditioned from the stuff from kindergarten for it to be a tit for tat is where I basically didn't care, where it started in the second grade. I had this going on in the background while everything went down with my mom and her boyfriend at the same time. I will not go into specifics just because everyone, for the most part, knows how those things go. I mean, each situation has its own specifics. Don't want to end up getting banned on here just because I go into specific detail about that situation. But it went on until 95. December of 95. So from when I was 8, 9 years old till I was 11. All at the same time. Of the verbal as well as the physical abuse from my mom and her boyfriend. Sorry. People driving by. But just gives you a glimpse into some things that were going on at the same time as everything else. And that concludes this part 5, and we'll go into the next part.